Yeah, it's a good question. So, first I should probably explain terms a little bit. So, the term guaranteed income fits underneath this broader umbrella term in the literature called unconditional cash. And so, unlike our traditional safety net, which is conditional, meaning you have to do a certain thing in order to receive benefits, unconditional cash functions exactly the way that it sounds. It's unconditional. There's no strings attached. You receive it simply because you're human. That's it. But then within that domain of unconditional cash, there's roughly three different buckets of terms. So the first is universal basic income, which means exactly what it sounds like. It's universal. It would apply to all residents of a city, a state, a county. We haven't had a true universal basic income tested at all in the United States. We've had things that are close. But key feature to a UBI or universal basic income is that the cash is recurring, it's predictable, and it's enough to cover your basic needs. Then the second feature, the second sort of form is basic income, which is the same thing, same logic. It just wouldn't apply to everybody universally. And then the third category is primarily what I study, which is guaranteed income, which is a little bit different. So guaranteed income shares that same feature of no strings attached, and it's recurring, and that's the most important thing. So we're not talking about a lump sum cash transfer or one, two, three payments. We're talking about recurring payments over time that you receive with no strings attached. And then, within that space, there are really specific lines that, our team and others draw around things like benefits interaction. So, unlike some other proponents politically, we do not advocate for the elimination of the safety net in any way. Guaranteed income is designed to work alongside the safety net, not in place of it. And as far as how long the money should last, right? How much money is required to create a certain amount of change. To us, the jury's still out. We're still in the middle of experimentation because exactly like you mentioned, our role is making sure that policymakers have evidence to base policies on with unconditional cash rather than just ideology or ideas. But really, that key feature, the key defining thing is that unlike the US safety net, guaranteed income, UBI, basic income is designed to work unconditionally. You do not need to do anything. You don't have to perform for capitalism. You don't have to fit a certain set of behaviors that policymakers deem responsible. You simply, you matter because you're human. And that fundamentally is a completely different ethos than the amount of money that we get from wage labor.